Okay, my YouTube friends and family, thank you so much for opening my channel. Um, I'm in the kitchen today, and look what I'm wearing. I'm wearing my shirt, Become a Better, Stronger You, 1 pound at a time. These shirts can be found on Teespring, and you look for Miss Bev's Production, and you will see um, you will see my little shirts, and so you can support me if you want to. So I'm a little wet because I was doing the potatoes and the banana. Today I'm going to be cooking the Callalloo. I showed you what it looked like when it was just freshly cut, and I cut them up and we put them in the Ziploc bags. And here is a frozen one that I'm going to cook today. I'm going to be adding some mixed vegetables to it because I love the colors. And on this weight loss journey, I just love my vegetables, and so I do enjoy it. So I'm going to add some mixed vegetables to it. This is an Italian blend. So I'm going to add this to it. I'm also going to add some codfish. So it's already cooked. I cooked it 2 times just to get the salt out of it. And so this is what I will be using. They say when you're cooking or when you're taking care of patients or anything you're doing, get everything together before you start. Here are my onions cut up, and again some green peppers. Today I do not have any tomatoes in. My daughter gave me I was telling my daughter about something that I read that says that tomatoes has a poison in it that doesn't go well with arthritis. And I do have arthritis in my lower back, lumbar 2 and 4, and I also have arthritis in my right hip. So she says, Mommy, it's just a fad, it's a myth. But today I have no tomatoes. So it's going to be the Callalloo, the saltfish or codfish, some Italian blend vegetables, my onions, my peppers. I'm going to be adding my garlic powder. It's powder, not garlic salt, but garlic powder, because I really don't use salt, and my black pepper. So I'm going to use my olive oil to cook my vegetables today. So this is the Bartoli, and it's extra virgin olive oil. So I'm going to be using this to fix the onions and the peppers and the codfish, and then I will add the mixed vegetables and the Callalloo. So for those people who are not used to the Callalloo, that vegetable from our island, I don't think it's only in Jamaica. It probably is in other islands too. But it's very healthy. Because of the dark green leaves. Again, I talked about the iron values, the vitamin values are in there. And again, when you cut it, if you have too much and you want to save it for some other time, you cut it, you wash it, you let the water drain off it, and then you put them in your Ziploc bag. You want to store them clean. So when you're ready for them, you're just going to open the bag and pour it in your whatever you sauteed, your onions, your tomatoes, your peppers. You just open it in there because it's already cleaned. So stay with me. I'm going to add those in. That's the onions and the peppers. And I'm also going to add the codfish. So this is what we have so far. Onions, codfish, the peppers are in. So that's what it is. And I'm going to let that cook for a little bit. I'm going to sprinkle a little garlic just to flavor it. And I'm also going to put a little black pepper. And while that is cooking, I want to just talk to us about my journey as I continue on. I started in April and I'm still motivated. I'm still happy. I'm still contented. I know I'm losing the weight and I am not losing it drastically. I'm losing it a little at a time, but it feels good. As I said before, there's so much I used to not be able to do, but since I cut back on so many things from my diet, I am so much more uplifted. I can get so much more done. I am walking a lot more, and so I know this is good. I've always said, you know, it's not about how quickly you get there, it's about starting. And when you put yourself, when you get to that point, when I went to school and I had to work with the children, I did 6th grade or 5th grade, I taught math, and math is hard. So it was a struggle for many kids. I had to devote a lot of extra time to help the kids understand the concepts that I was teaching them. And so sometimes at the end of the day I might do some tutoring to help the kids who needed the extra support. And then by the time I leave, I am tired. And so we talk about, yeah, I want to go to the gym, or I want to do this. And it's easy to say it, but then it is hard after a full day's work to really get going again. Once I get home, I'm so tired. I really, I wasn't good for anything else. My brother would come in and he'd say, come, let's go for a walk. And I'd go one evening, but the next evening, I couldn't do it. So since this COVID thing started and we are home, I am grateful. I know it's been a bad thing for many people because no work, no money. It's been hard. And for me, it has been a blessing because it allowed me to see myself, to realize how hard it was on me, and to start taking better care of myself. As I said with this weight, some people, oh, I feel so down, I'm depressed. No, I'm not depressed. I never get depressed for that. My thing was, there were many people who knocked me, who said negative things about me being so fat. And yes, I'm fat, so I'm not upset by that, but one of the things I have to look at, and I want people to understand, those of you on the journey with me, that if arthritis was only for fat people, I would have been more offended. Not offended, but I would be more unhappy if people dying from cancer and diabetes and all those things were only focused on black people. Then, I would have been very angry at myself. But then when you look, it's a broad spectrum. Skinny people have cancer, skinny people are diabetic, skinny people are dying from heart problems. And so I'm not taking it personal. I'm grateful that I started cutting things out and walking more, doing a lot more movement. I'm doing my dancing, and I feel good because my hips can still move, my arms are moving more, I can raise my hands up as high as I can. I am doing so much more. So I'm grateful, very grateful for that. My 60th birthday just passed, and I'm so happy that I can do what I'm doing. as I go on this journey, continue on, I'm hoping to do more. I'm hoping that this will continue into much better things as I move forward. So now I'm going to add the mixed vegetables. The mixed vegetables, see how colorful it is? I like my colors. So there are carrots and zucchini and other things in there. So that gives it some color. And for my callalloo, I'm just going to spread it over what's in the pot. So you can take a look with me. And what I like with this is when you it's frozen, but it's not, so you can just strip it apart. Even though it's frozen, you can still, it's easy to break apart. So I'm going to do the entire bag. Because it's vegetables, and you can always have a second helping without worry about. I'm going to put a little bit of water. So it's vegetables, so you can always just add, you can have, even 2 helpings for the rest of the evening. It's early. So if I have dinner now, then maybe at 6 o'clock I could have something more before it's bedtime. So I'm making it simmer, and I have bananas in here, and I'm gonna do bananas, and I have white potato. I've been eating a lot of white potatoes. They're not sweet, so I'm enjoying that. But I'm grateful for this journey, and I'm so thankful for those of you who are following with me and encouraging me and laughing out loudly with me, and just make it a good time. As I said, I feel the difference in my clothing. I I feel the difference in my movement. I'm able to do so much more without having so much pains or the shortness of breath. And so I'd encourage anyone who is in a similar situation like myself, who because of whatever reason gained a lot of weight, and just no matter what you did, because for me, yes, I cut back on some sugar, but I wasn't consistent with my habits. I might not have sugar for 2 mornings, but the next morning I will do oatmeal and I put a lot of sweet milk in it. So I wasn't consistent in anything I was doing. So the weight wasn't budging. And so I realized quickly now that I'm here and I'm able to stay focused, that once you have to balance everything. So I'm moving more, I cut back more, and I'm seeing the results, bigger and better results. So it's not lopsided. It's not, oh, you're moving, but you're still eating all this meat, you're eating all this rice, you're eating all these dumplings, and they're just sitting there. And then the fat comes and it becomes bigger. See, I feel better, I look better. I'm wearing a t-shirt, and this is my t-shirt. I created this with my daughter, helped me with the logo. But it's just a mindset, And you're not too old. Again, I said turn 60, and it's beautiful. And I want to keep going. I want to keep going. I want to keep going and going until I get to a comfortable weight. I don't want to stop. I don't want to say when I lose 30 pounds, I'm going to stop. I want to keep the changes because I really am not robbing myself of anything that is good. I'm eating my fish. My daughters brought me salmon. I love salmon. I'm eating my red snapper. I am eating a lot of vegetables, cabbage, callalloo, different vegetables, saltfish, and my husband loves saltfish in the cabbage. He loves it in the callalloo. I would have it without it, but he's my friend, he's my husband, so I cannot be selfish. I have to make sure that I am doing things that he enjoys also. So it's very good, and I am grateful every time that I've gotten this far, and I am not overwhelmed, and I am pushing upward and onward. All right, so again, thanks to everyone who has been supporting. I'm going to check the okay, so that's cooked. I just was focusing on the callalloo because when I put the green fresh ones, people are asking how it's prepared, and so I've got some new ideas that we're going to be trying about juicing it. I've never thought that it could be done, but we are going to try it. We're going to try to juice it, see what the taste of it is, see what it turns out to be. And if it turns out nice, I will share it with you guys, and my followers. So that's something you can add that is healthy, that is filled with iron, because you know our body needs the iron. So if I'm going to try it first, because they told me to do, my niece told me to carry on, she says to do it with ginger and some lime, and put a little sweetener in it, a little bit. I don't do honey. I'm allergic to honey, so I don't use it. But a little bit of brown sugar, just a little bit to give it a little flavor, I guess. So I'm going to try it. When we do carrot juice, that's how we do it. We juice the carrot, we squeeze it out, and then we add a little bit of lime juice in it. We don't do the milk. Before, it was milk and some dragon stout or Guinness, and it was very rich, but it was fattening. So I was eating rich foods that were packing the pounds on. And when you're raising children, you know, you don't have time to talk about going to the gym. You don't have time to you don't even think of getting up to go walk because you're washing clothes, you're ironing clothes, you're getting ready for work, you have assignments to complete for yourself because you're in college. So it's totally different. So now I don't have those things. The kids are grown. It's just me. And my husband is skinny. He doesn't have weight. But he also doesn't do a lot of sugars. He eats beautifully. So, yeah, the journey, I'm glad I started. And every little bit helps. I am so totally grateful. I feel so much better inside and out. I recommend what I'm doing to anyone who is struggling, because I remembered when I was sitting in the chair and I was just moving to the music, but then I realized that as long as you're moving, it counts. But for me, at the time, if I had to stand up, my back would hurt so badly. So I said, you know what, I can't stand and dance too much. 2 steps and my back is killing me. I have to sit because the weight was too much. And I would sit in my chair and I would roll with it and I would roll with it and I would dance with it. I would just push my hands until now I could get up and dance a whole 20 minutes, 30 minutes, still going. I'm still going. And it's so awesome. Sunday night I did kukudu. I did Sister Pat, and it was just totally awesome because they do the revival gospel music, and man, I was just going. So, you start where you are and you just let it roll. You start where you are. You start just rocking. Eventually, you're going to start lifting up your feet. Eventually, you're going to start stepping 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and you're going to get there. My goal next is to start running. I want to be able, when I go outside, to run. So I want to start, not on the street when I go walk, but when I'm doing my walking back and forth, I want to start running. Even if I run halfway, that's 50 feet, and then walk, and then run a little bit more. I want to start doing that. I want to start jogging, and until I can do the whole 100 feet. Say 200 feet, because it's 100 feet one way, 100 feet back the other way. So I want to be able to start out slowly, but then gradually get to a slow jog until I could do it for a longer distance. So there you have it. I can pick my feet up. I can pick them up, and I can do a little jogging. So it's just, I'm not pushing too much. I'm not overdoing it, so I give up. I'm taking it one step at a time, one jog at a time, until I'm able to do a lot more. So I'm checking now, because you don't want your vegetables to overcook. When you're doing your vegetables, you want them to have a crunch in them. Wow, this is beautiful. You want your vegetables to have a crunch. And see? So that's it. You have cauliflower, you have callalloo, peppers, codfish, onions, carrots, and beautiful. And so because it was in the refrigerator and it was frozen, it does come with some juice in it. So you'll have juice. So you'll have some, I'm here, you can hear me talk. I am here. So again, it's vegetables. If this was meat and all that, you couldn't add too much to your dish. But I say once it's your vegetables, to pile it up, because it's good for you. It's good for you. Don't feel bad because we don't eat enough vegetables. But I am not embarrassed to pile it up. I eat less carbohydrates, and so I don't mind. I don't mind at all. And so share with me. So there I have it. I have 2 banana fingers. I have a white piece of potato. And I have my Callalloo. So for those who doesn't understand Callalloo, this is what it is. And I cooked it with saltfish, carrots, cauliflower, onions, green peppers. Very good. And that's my dinner on this journey. So please, if you enjoyed this little cooking session with me, please like the video. Please share it. I guarantee you there's somebody out there who will benefit from it. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. So thanks to every one of you, and peace out as we lose 1 pound at a time on this journey, because we want to be better. We want to become stronger. We're all filled with greatness, whether we're skinny or we're fat. We all have greatness within us. And most of the greatness that we possess, we must show it to others with love. So, peace out. One love.